Hi, I'm Vanessa,
I'm Lita.
and we're going to talk to you today about 7 different kinds of air dry clay. If you want to see a previous video I did, I'm going to go ahead and link that below, and I think I did 4 or 5 different kinds of clay.
Yeah.
So we're going to do these because these I've never tried before. Have you ever tried any of this?
I have not.
I did. I take that back. I have tried this.
How did it turn out?
Well, we're going to talk about that. Now these are pretty cool. This is air dry foam clay.
I'm kind of excited about that.
Me too. It says non-toxic, lightweight, air drying foam clay is perfect for adding additional details to cosplay costumes. So it's probably pretty easy to mold and lightweight.
Absolutely. Talk about decorating those kids' costumes for Halloween.
There you go. Now here's moldable plastic pellets.
That sounds interesting.
It does. So apparently we have to boil water, dump these in it, and then we got 10 minutes to turn it into whatever we want to turn it into.
Probably not the most kid-friendly of them all.
No, absolutely not. This is for adults for sure. Now these are all shipped from Texas and they're processed in Texas, but it looks like they're made, where did you say?
I think Japan.
Japan? Okay, we're going to look more deeply into that, but the factory, I guess they do the packaging here in Texas because that's where I had them shipped from too. Now, 2 of these actually build themselves as stone clay, so I think that's going to be good for jewelry, maybe.
Absolutely.
Now, this is a Walmart special, so is this, and this is Model Magic. Now, clearly this is
Now
kids.
that's kid-friendly.
Yeah, it says reuse or air dry, so you can play with it, put it in a Ziploc and play with it over and over, or you
Like
can let it
Play-Doh.
get hard. No, just like Play-Doh. Well, yeah, Play-Doh does originally, eventually get hard, don't they?
Yes, it does.
We've got some cookie cutters, rollers, other kinds of rollers. We've got a bead hole maker. Something. We're going to see if they, if you can slip and score them together and all sorts of different things. We're not going to throw these on the wheel this time. This is just going to be, hand building.
Anyone can do it at their kitchen table.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get into it first. Price. That's what everybody's going to be interested in, is how much this stuff costs. So some of these, I wrote them on here. If you want to look at a few of them too.
I think this is the cheapest at $3.99.
No. This one's $2.49.
Oh, that one's the cheapest.
For 8.82 ounces. So that's quite a bit of stuff for under $3. What is
Absolutely, because this is $3.99 for 4 ounces.
that? Oh, okay, so you get twice as much. And this one right here is 8.81 ounces, and this was $6. This was at
Hobby Lobby.
Thank you, Hobby Lobby. Now these are the ones that I ordered, and these are $15 each, and a pound. This is, I think this is under a pound because this is super lightweight stuff. And this don't even tell. Oh, there it is.
10 ounces.
10 and a half ounces. This one feels probably close to that, but it's all in another language. You cannot. Oh, there's a little bit of English. Late. I can't talk. Lightweight stone modeling clay. So we'll see. This is apparently loved by doll makers. So I will be interested to see this. Okay, so we got all over the price points. We started at under $3 and we're gonna go all the way up to $15. Let's see how they react to our test.
I think I'm gonna start with this one.
So what are we gonna look at first? Which one?
Well, we're gonna do the Modeling Magic first, and just like the description, it is spongy. So let's roll it out.
See if we can use it without the cornstarch. Okay, so it's not sticking to the roller.
It is not, which is a good thing.
Well, if y'all go watch my other review, I think every single clay that I used last time stuck to the roller really bad. So this is kind of nice.
Lots of cornstarch.
Yeah. Okay, are you struggling or are you just having to lean over?
I think a little bit of both. It is a little stiff to roll out.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's try our first cookie cutter. Okay. Well, I don't know. Because there it goes. Well, we might should have should have put some powder down first.
Okay, so pull it up and let's do that. Okay, so let's try it now that we got some cornstarch underneath it. It's still stuck with the cornstarch.
But not as bad.
Yeah. Okay, so now try. That's a little better.
It is a little better.
You forgot to put
I
any
forgot
sort
to
of
put
design.
the design on it. Forgot to push in the design.
I love these, the plungers. Cute. So these cut out pretty good. Not bad, not bad.
Not bad.
Okay, so that was the first one. Now, let's make a few beads. Do it.
No, no stick.
All right. It's already curling. That one's already curling. So you may have to weight it down. Now this, I have used this before, and it was different. You can see this actually feels more like real clay.
It definitely feels like clay.
It's sticky. It sticks to your hand. It feels like more like a natural clay, but you can still feel the plasticity in it, can't you?
Yeah.
Is that a real word?
It is today.
All right, I'm gonna make the beads. She's gonna roll some out, and we're gonna cookie cutter the same thing. Do not feel pigeonholed. You can use any of the ones that I chose for you.
Aw, thanks.
So we're gonna see if if this works. And this is cornstarch, and I use it in my regular clay because it burns out in the kiln. And on this stuff, I've noticed it just flakes right off, so it's not a big deal. It doesn't affect the drying process. Oh.
Yeah, it does.
Immediately stuck.
Yeah, but I used some of this on it. So not bad, but it does stick a little bit. But not bad.
Well, it rolls out quite nicely for the beads. All right, give me some of that.
With the cornstarch, it didn't stick to the bottom. It didn't stick to our paper.
All right, good. This is the Ledal, and apparently this is really good for sculpting.
Interesting.
Make sure you don't cut through the one English section, or you might be lost. Let's see here. Oh, smooth. Here. Just like cream cheese.
Oh yeah. It looks kind of like cream cheese too.
Yeah, it does. Looks and feels. Tell me how it tastes.
Pass.
Super lightweight.
Yeah, it isn't.
Smooth. I like that.
Well, it rolls out.
Yeah, but on this one, stop. On this one where you got the cornstarch, okay, it's sticking for sure. But where she got the cornstarch in there and then rolled it out again,
It separates between it.
yeah, so it's not absorbing the cornstarch. So if I was you, I mean, this is a sculpting clay, so you probably wouldn't need cornstarch in normal use. But let's keep that in mind. No cornstarch on here. Let's see. This is just for detail to see if it picks up fine detail. And it does.
It does.
Because these would make really nice. This is, I like the foam clays for earrings because they're super lightweight.
Right?
And you can get really big with them. So those of you that are a bit eccentric, like Moa, are you eccentric, Lita?
No. We're traditional.
Yeah, I guess. There ain't no fun in that. There you go.
Well,
Now this, putting a hole in there, kind of flattens. So I would want to see how this looks and see if it's sandable. Because I noticed it's getting crusty already.
yeah.
Maybe because we got a fan going on above us, or maybe you just don't have that much work time. So my expectations is this is going to get hard as a rock, hard as stone, where I can cut it, sand it, and paint it.
Ooh.
So that is my expectation with this, with that kind of clay. Don't you imagine?
Yeah.
Okay. Next, this is more Ladal, but this is natural stone clay. Either one. Okay, first impressions. This is a little thicker than the other, a little more dense. Quite a bit more dense, more papery.
Yeah. Definitely, just in the first grip, this is harder. This is harder to knead.
Paper fiber. That's what I'm reading.
So I can't tell if I'm on the.
You are. And I don't have cornstarch on my hands. My hands are dry, but it does say to work with moistened hands. Was that
It
this
does.
one? Let's see if it
And
works
you
any
can
better.
definitely see the paper.
Yeah, you can.
You can definitely see the paper fibers in that.
Well, this works really well with my clay, but with this paper clay, my little technique is lacking, is it not? All right.
Oh. Well, this is falling apart with
Did
the
you draw a
cornstarch.
heart?
I did.
Little surprise for later. Oh, that one's already coming apart. Okay. Well, we're learning a little something already.
Yep.
One, I don't like this.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of this. I really am not, because I'm sitting here trying to make a bead out of it, and it keeps
Well,
the
make your bead.
cornstarch. It just keeps coming apart.
And when you don't use the cornstarch, it sticks to everything.
Yeah.
Okay, well, but to be fair, this is the sculpting.
It is
Okay?
not designed for what we're really,
Right. But the point of our review is for people who want to make ornaments, they want to make beads for jewelry making, they want to incorporate this into their studio to do other things with, especially mold making. So if you can, if you can carve something without having to use that really expensive clay, the stuff that never gets hard, that oil clay
Yes.
that you use for making molds and stuff, I mean, this could be a good alternative. And everybody wants ornaments this time of year. Well, Christmas just passed, but you know what I mean.
Yes. And it's becoming very popular to make your own ornaments.
That's right. Okay, lightweight stone clay. Now they're saying this is stone as well. Adheres to any core material. Uh-oh. Wire, wood, glass, or paper. Go ahead and just some cornstarch down. When dry, can be carved, sanded, or polished. Even when dried hard, raw clay can be added. Okay, so this is another one.
That's,
Paintable with any type of paint. Once the surface is dry, can be mixed with Ladal clay. So you can mix it, I guess, with any of these. Interesting.
So I wonder if it's another paper clay.
More than likely.
Yes.
Okay, so this is a smooth and oh, this is way
I'm
creamier
starting
than
to
the
say,
first.
look how white it is compared to the rest of them. That's the first thing that I noticed.
I can see the paper fibers immediately.
Absolutely.
But feel of that.
Oh, it's very light. Oh, and to squish it,
Mm-hmm.
it is lovely. It is so easy. Unlike these two.
This is
This
like
is
warm
easy.
cream cheese after it's been sitting on the
Yes.
counter.
Yes. Like we were bakers.
Right.
So
It's lightweight, it's sticky.
it's very lightweight, yes.
Very
and
sticky.
it is a little sticky.
But you can make baubles for your earrings this big.
Only you. Maybe not only you, but
Heck no, not only me. Okay.
definitely not me.
So it's having trouble sticking it to itself. You really do have to knead it. Where's my tool? Where's my tool?
Okay, it's sticking to the roller, so it definitely needs to be cornstarch.
Nice. It holds a pattern. It's easy to work with. Oh, this would make adorable sand dollar earrings.
Oh, yes, it would.
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
Okay, let's see. Cornstarch on it, and it's still kind of sticking to the
Okay, well, I
bottom.
mean, we kind of...
But there is some detail to it.
Alright, put you a little... Now try it.
There.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so that works.
So you can get some
I mean, it
detail.
does say it sticks to wood.
Yeah, and it does. They are absolutely correct.
And we're not using moistened hands either, so
No, we're not.
I couldn't imagine if your hands are moist, this would probably stick all over you. I mean, it is a little bit right now.
Okay, let's do Willow a star with.
This feels good in your hands, but you can feel it's cool on the inside. But look how sticky it is.
But it holds detail well.
Yeah, it does, and it doesn't spread out once you
No,
set
it
in.
doesn't.
Okay, well.
So not
Moving on. So the next one we're going to look at was the 249 air dry foam clay, the one that said that you could do cosplay.
Yeah.
My first. It's super lightweight. Feel of that.
Oh my!
For
It
8.82 ounces.
It is indeed super light. It's got a little ziplock.
Oh, good.
to it.
Because I was just going to cut it off. Looks like marshmallow cream.
It does.
How's it feel? Let me see how much time we got. Oh, 48 hours.
It kind of feels almost like taffy.
Ah. It snaps.
Like a taffy.
Yeah, all of
See?
it. Mm.
Well,
It's rubbery.
it is rubber.
This is what you could make the big, like
Yes.
what's the movie? Tina Turner.
Mad Max.
Mad Max. You can make Mad Max earrings with these
Absolutely,
suckers.
because they're so lightweight. I mean,
It weighs
this
nothing.
is lighter than a ping pong
Yeah,
ball.
can't tell you that you're holding anything.
No, it's just nothing.
Okay, roll that sucker out. Let's see what we got here.
There's your bead.
Oh,
There's
yay.
a giant bead.
Put a hole. Wait, does it carve though?
Oh, that's a good question. Okay, well, I got me some to.
It carves like marshmallow cream would carve.
So not real great.
I mean, depends on what you're looking for now. If you're doing costumes and stuff, you're not going to need detail, like super detail.
Well, that's true.
Was that difficult?
Well, cutting through it is.
Okay. Oh, it's sticking.
Yeah, it's a little more.
Okay, don't pat it down. I want to see what it looks like.
A little more difficult to get it cut through. Let's see.
And it loses its shape when you tried to move it. Use a different, there you go. Use a different cookie cutter. See how it's kind of goopy?
Okay, I'm gonna push the.
So if you want to stamp something into it, without rolling. Okay, so you can stamp into it too. So if you are making something where you've got a stamp, like your name, you know, if you're making something, I think this is really cool. I don't hate it either. It's just different. This one was $5.99. Moldable plastic pellets. Moldable.
Yes.
Okay, so it is a gluey mess. This was 60 seconds in there. It's stuck to the bottom of the pan.
We don't know if that's going to come off the tongs or not.
Right. All right, let's take it over and see.
Hopefully those weren't your best tongs.
I would have to think before I rated my tongs. Okay. Okay, so it says we got 10 minutes, and I can touch it. Here, get you some.
Well, okay.
Yeah. It's super sticky.
But it is.
All right, make some beads quick. Stick it in my hands. Lay it out and grab your thing. I don't know if you can use cornstarch, but you can try.
Okay, that needs a hole in it quick.
I'm moving. Now that looks kind of cute. I don't know. This might be a winner. It's It's just, whoa. Well, you can't do that with it.
Oh, and it's stuck to the paper.
Uh-huh. Well, honey, it's sticking in my hand. It's sticking to everything.
Yeah. So probably not good application for these.
No. Okay.
Here, let me see those little things. So I can put a hole in here. You might get a few plastic bits out of it.
Okay, where is the wooden roller? Let's see if it stamps. I wish I had a different stamp. No. Now my roller's messed up.
Oh.
So I have to go boil my roller. So that's a no on that one.
I want to make some really organic looking stone after painting.
Ooh, what about crystal? Try it. See if I can get some.
Stretch it into crystal. But you're right. It's almost the consistency of ribbon candy. When you're making ribbon candy, that's about the consistency of it.
Except this isn't hot like molten lava.
No, it isn't.
Okay, so let's see here. Kind of like a little crystal ball. Okay, so there's that. So this has already started to dry because we've got the fan on. This dries to a white plastic. This is a rope. So it's movable.
So you can actually make it look like ribbon candy.
You go, girl.
Oh. But can you save your tongs?
Yeah, it's coming right off. I mean, it says...
Oh, that's already plastic.
Yep. It's turned into plastic, like to hard plastic. I bet if you press this in, I don't know what kind of mold. Maybe something with some spray grease on it so it didn't stick.
Oh, maybe.
Because see, that's all the way off.
Because it's stuck to this paper like...
Yeah, but it's coming off the metal.
Oh, good. That means your pan is saved.
It doesn't like paper.
At all.
So use some, but look how it's drying. It's drying so fast it turns white when it dries. Flattened. So I set this down and it flattened
and the ball
itself.
Flattened itself out.
Okay, let me see if I can. It's a lot denser now.
You can reuse it, so...
We'll keep rolling. Roll it, roll it, roll it.
The hole actually collapsed. The hole in this actually collapsed.
You can carve it in any way. Yes, you can.
Okay, let's see about now.
Interesting.
Might already be too hard to carve into. But I was able to at least put the hole back in it. So.
I could see where this would be fun for certain things. I sure can. Now that it's starting to dry, it's holding its shape.
It is. Better.
A lot better. This is still a little too warm.
But it flattened down on the bottom.
Yeah.
And
okay.
the hole sealed up when I set it down. So
your ribbon candy is beginning
it's starting
to
to
dry.
ribbon.
It is. So I guess you could make fake look, but it flattened on the back.
Yep.
Interesting. Now this piece is already starting to dry. You can tell the difference.
This piece already dried.
There you go. Okay. All right. Well, we learned something.
Yep.
It says that you can reconstitute it, so drop it in there. We just took it off the fire. You can put this in a silicone mold. All right. Yeah, it's not really hot to the touch, even out of the boiling water, is it?
It's kind of warm. Is that normal?
Okay, well, popped right out. As soon as I picked it up, it popped out. Amazing. And that is hard plastic. Pretty rigid too. It says you can cut it, so I guess you could take a Dremel and cut around it. Well, there's another application for this stuff. I mean, I like it. And it's cheap, and it's way cheaper than resin.
Yes.
You know?
And easier to work with and less smelling.
Yeah. Okay, so how do you think it went?
I think it went fabulous.
Me too.
The white air dry foam I think is fabulous,
Yep.
especially for people with arthritis or
Yep.
hand issues. They could still do the crafts they love with super easy to use. It
Agreed.
was super fun. And the one Ladol was there again.
Which
that
one?
last one,
The
the
Premier?
Premier. It was super easy to use, so there's more applications for that.
Yeah, I mean, you could tell there's paper fibers in it, but it did not
Absolutely.
remind me of a paper clay, did it you?
No, it did not. It does not read quite like the paper clay.
Grease that clay.
Okay, we're talking about the air dry clay here from Crayola. It dried okay. You have to flatten it because it started to curl, so you'll need to put a weight on it to keep it down. There's no cracking in it whatsoever, so this would be good for art projects, for beads. Now we haven't done the hammer test on it just yet, so I don't know about that part. But as far as shape goes, it held its shape and it held its detail very well.
Yeah. I don't have high hopes.
I don't either.
All right, what we got next?
This is Ladol. This is the original Ladol. It holds fine detail very well, but it still needed, because it started to curve and bow when it started to dry, so it still needs a weight if you're doing any flat projects.
All right, this one right here, we've got the air dry foam clay. Now it does say to give this 48 hours. Is this the one that needs 48 hours to dry?
Yes, 48 hours.
Yeah. So it's been over 24 hours, and then I even tried to kind of rush dry it. It's still just a marshmallow mess.
Yes.
These puffed up, so once you cut them, it continues to grow and continues to puff. These were our beads, and I'm going to show you a close-up in a second. But there was detail put in these and holes put in these, and this one actually collapsed in on itself. So maybe they expand and then, go back. But you can't see the hole, you can't see any detail. This looks round now, and it wasn't round. I'll go fix that in a minute. This is our other foam clay that we did. This is also by Crayola. This was Model Magic.
Yep.
Yeah. It basically acted the same way. It didn't puff as bad as that one did, but it still puffed quite a bit. They cracked, the beads cracked, and you wouldn't want to use this anyway. Look at that.
And that's after 24-hour dry.
Yeah, and this says you're supposed to be able to just dry this 24 hours. It's a cute little project for the kiddos, I think, is all. Ornaments, if you were making a 1 year kind of thing and you didn't need them to last very long, it might be okay. As far as jewelry goes, that's going to be a no for me. This one right here, this is the Premier. This is the one that you like the best.
Yes.
The bright
Yes.
white.
But
Now, this was rolled thinner than the others. So rolling this thin is what we can say is it curls terribly bad.
Yes, it does.
It dries super quick.
Yes,
Even
it
the
does.
bead dried really quick, but as thin as it was, it just curled up. So who's to say if it was a little thicker, it might lay flat, or you could put a weight on it. This right here is also by the Ladol. Now this is the stone clay. I like this one. This one looked really good. It would make excellent ornaments. You still have that little bit of fur from the paper on here. But like that comes off with my fingernail. So that isn't bad. We're gonna do the string test in a minute and we'll see if this is really good. But so far, I like this one for ornaments. It curled a little bit, as you can see, but not real bad. Now the beads, well, here's the thing. We had so much cornstarch going when we made these.
that's true. But we did two without the cornstarch.
And those are the ones that didn't crack.
Yeah.
So the cornstarch does you no favors on these. But the ones without the cornstarch were actually pretty decent. And painted, I think these would be really cool. Now this,
How fun was that?
I don't consider this air dry clay.
No, I do not consider that air dry clay either.
No,
But
this
it
is,
was super fun.
It was. I still want to play it with it.
I know.
So this was moldable plastic pellets. It's a polyester. What is this? Thermoplastic.
Yep.
And don't get it close to the stove because
Don't.
They don't like the heat. Now this stuff is really cool because if you screw up or once you're done with your project, you can actually melt it back down and do
Yes,
something
you
different
can.
with it. We're gonna get a close-up of this one. We're not gonna do the strength test on this because this is solid, hard
plastic. Yes.
It is, you're not gonna break it. For the beads, it was marvelous. As you could see earlier in the video, this stuff was kind of hard to work with, but it was our first time too.
Right.
So now that we kind of know what we're doing a little more, it would be easier. This was the mold that she put this stuff in. This was just a regular old silicone mold. And
Hard plastic.
it's just a hard piece of plastic. So you
Yes.
could do so much different kinds of stuff with this. And it doesn't weigh a ton.
I know. It's just super lightweight, but super hard, durable. You could make ornaments or anything that would last forever unless you boil it. And if you change your mind, if it doesn't work out, you just throw it back in the boiling water. It softens up, and then you can redo it into any shape you want.
It's hard, it's sturdy, it's lightweight. It would make like this right here. I would actually put this in the mold a little better, or you can take your Dremel and cut this out. I mean, this would make cute barrettes. It is so lightweight. If you really wanted to get gaudy, you could do you could do earrings with it. Whatever. She made this. It looked like ribbon candy, and I mean, painted up, this would
Look like ribbon candy.
because it's even got a sheen to it. Out of all of these, was my favorite.
Mine too.
And it's not an air dry clay, but it's fun.
but
this
it is
right
fun.
here, I'm gonna say for ornaments and jewelry is
Probably
my
the
first.
best. Yes.
What would be your second for the air dry?
This really, because the beads didn't crack.
Okay.
They're hard. Now I don't know once we do the stress test on them whether or not they'll. Well, this.
There you go.
Not even any strength. I mean, literally no trying whatsoever. I mean, two fingers.
Just pick one. It doesn't matter. Yeah, that took a little
There
more.
again, it did take a little more than this one, but there again, not much.
Right. These would make really good ornaments once painted in shellacked or painted and sprayed. They do have a little bit of strength to them, and when you get this big thing, I've already tried this one. These are almost impossible to break. When they're thin like that, they'll snap. When you have a bead, these would be really good for jewelry. Show me what you got on that.
I got nothing on this. This is like a big baby marshmallow.
Try to rip it.
But look, it does rip.
That snapped.
It just.
Let me see.
But it's still wet on the inside also.
It is a little moist.
But it is very easy to destroy.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's wet. Okay, well, it's only got a few more hours before it reaches 48 hours. We got a few more hours to go. I don't see it drying in that amount of time.
I don't either.
And I even put the shoe rack in the dryer and set that on there and dry these on high for 20 minutes just to try to help it out because it's just so cold here. I woke up when my butt froze to the bed. It's 23 degrees in Texas. What you got here? Kind of already showed
Okay,
the beads.
yeah, it's about the same. I mean, that was easier to rip than this one was.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not durable.
Right.
It's not good for it's there. It's fun to play with.
Kids. Okay, now we're going to try this one, the Premiere. This was your favorite.
It was.
You did get a little thin.
I did.
A little thin.
Oh
Snappy, snap, snap. That wouldn't make it
Easy.
through the mail.
no.
But the beads. Yeah. The beads are hard as a rock. So it's how thin you get it. So thin's not good. But
Thin
so
is not
far,
good.
the beads on this one are fine too. And now these people use to make those little miniature figurines and dolls and stuff like that. So it does get really hard or they wouldn't be able to do that. The thin stuff for art purposes, like for ornaments and stuff, I'm going to say no. But for beads, I think so. This is the last one. This is the one I kind of liked the best as far as working with. I think we're going to have the same results.
Yeah.
Oh, it's more fibrous. It's more
Yes,
like
it is.
paper.
When it ripped, you could hear it. It was almost like tearing up a piece of cardboard.
Yep. And these didn't get the. Yeah, same thing. You're not going to tear this up. You're not going to break this. Okay. I'm happy with that for beads too. And I'm not even going to try this because it's
No,
rock.
it's plastic.
That one right there. Let me have me one of them beads.
We're gonna try all of the beads.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, it's still a fun craft.
For kids, maybe.
Yes.
Not for us. Okay, there you go. Miss Lita is going back to Colorado, but she will be back, and she is going to be a fixture around How to Potty and Crafts. So,
Excited about
did I just say How to Potty?
You did. How to pottery.
Thank you. How to Pottery and Crafts. And so she'll be here. Full disclosure, this is my sister. So hopefully y'all learning things. She's also a master quilter. We're going to throw that into the crafts part. And I hope y'all stick around and like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you.